Can you see this? Okay, you can see this. So this is Sacred Chemical Axe, double bit. I have a little bit of time on my day before I go hang out with some friends. So I was gonna sorry, he gets nervous whenever I talk. So while he's helping me out here, he's the cameraman. So I reground this double bit while I was considering going up to a place where I could harvest some ash so I could chop with this. And it's a nice double bit, but I was like, it's not ground right, and I didn't do it good the first time. But so I took off. Probably you'd see up to here it was kind of smooth. And if you are using axe stones, it is nice to kind of pick and choose the different brands, but the best one I've had luck with, I use crystalline stones. They're called axe pucks. I used the Norton oil stone one. Didn't have as much fun with that one. It's like an orange and a black round stone. Didn't have as much luck with that one. But I did use a King 250 to 1000 grit stone, and it's nice because they're Japanese water stones. They're very fast, and if you're going to be the type of person that does this all the time and you want something fast, these are really good. You could take a brick chisel and cut these in half. They used to just do the gluing on, they used to glue these two sides together without like a plastic insert, and now that's not the case. Now they do the plastic insert, but even with the brick chisel, you can still make it work. You just score your line all the way around, and it should snap off. That's pretty nice. I haven't had any difficulty with this little plastic insert. Yeah, it's really nice. So this side of 250 is probably the coarse side. Normally on your oil stone, the coarse side is going to do the fastest and the roughest amount of work. But with water stones, it's a little different, especially for Japanese stones. Like, there's just a different particle system in the actual, like these are all, stones are all glued together. This is just all composite crystals, you know, aluminum silicate stones, whatever grit is in there, crystal grit is in there, that is the abrasive for this these stones. Whatever it is the Japanese do, they just do a better job at it. They have a better, like a faster cutting compound. I think for the higher end Japanese stones, it's not the case. They use a different type of system, your sharpenings and stuff. But these ones are really cheap, and for some reason they're really fast and they wear really well. So originally I had probably up to really good edge, like right here, and now it's this entire backside here, because I've been evenly sharpening it. It's just been wearing down really well. So I'm gonna do this other side here. This is this would be the thick side. This would be the chopping side. This is the thick side. So we're gonna use this. It's important to have a bucket of water for these things. If you do the circle motion, it's going to wear certain grooves into the tool, but this tends to wear the stone evenly. good on here. The only downside to these water stones is you get a lot of grit on your hands. So I'll wear this is a junkier t-shirt, so make sure you wear that. Ugh. I'm gonna put this on. There we are. Hard on your shoulder and your wrist a little bit, especially when you're someone who has tendonitis. Like, it just tends to get really into your right here. where the tendonitis is like really hurting me, it's still kind of lingering a little bit. So when I grip something for a long time, it has to really sting a little bit. So a lot of people will be like, oh, just hit this front portion right here. This like little 1/4 of an inch bit part here. But it's really the back of the bit tends to develop like a shoulder of some sort because it's such a steep bevel angle. Like they're just like, oh, like just sharpen this bit to whatever degree and then the rest is fine. But you sort of need to maintain like the actual wedge transition of this axe. If it's too steep, no matter what, it tends to not want to cut all the way. So you just sort of like, even if you have a bit that's sharpened perfectly, if you just took a stone to that back portion a little bit and just smooth that out, it's going to cut a lot better. So that's why I'm rocking it back and forth. So I'm just sort of hitting it to where it's eventually that convexity is going to sort of thin itself out, and it's going to become a better chopper no matter what. Even if this isn't like, even if I don't hit this with a strop or whatever, or if the edge is damaged a little bit, as long as the geometry is maintained, it still chops, because that's the beauty of these axes. Same thing here. So there we go. I think that's good enough. I might hit it again tomorrow, but I've kind of run out of time here, so. Okay, good. There's a weight stamping right here that I wanted to make sure I didn't like damage it in some way, but we should be good. Alright, real quick, I'm just gonna hit it with the thousand side. Now this is really going to be a chopper. Can't wait to test it out in some wood. I'm going to leave the splitting side, or rather the chopping, like the grit chopper right here, just fine. So this is a little precarious, but if your hands are rough enough, they can actually act as a strop of some form. And I think mine are just barely. But taking the burr off this edge, the chopping edge. We're okay, but I think I should do a little bit more refinement.